guys! So the solar eclipse was amazing the other week, and for those of y'all that don't know, the solar eclipse is just when the moon goes between the earth and the sun and casts a shadow down in between a certain area on the earth, and after a few minutes the brightness returns. However, unfortunately for me as a kid, I never had that brightness. I was just a weird kid. So as inspired by AmazingPhil's series, I decided to do a Why I Was a Weird Kid video. Since I started this video by talking about the eclipse, I figured this one would be a great way to start. I used to stare and talk to the sun. Any logical kid would know not to stare at the sun. But no, I had to go and stare at it. Which might explain these. Or it does. The reason why I talked to the sun was because when I was on the playground in pre-K, I remember hearing the kids saying how they talk to the moon at night, and me and my little brain goes, I feel bad for the sun. After doing this for a few days, I broke up with it. I'm sorry, you're hurting my eyes. Another reason why I was a weird kid was because I used to roll around. And no, I'm not talking about being a cool kid listening to Limp Bizkit. I would roll. Literally, I would roll. I would duck my head in between my legs, wrap my arms around, and push forward. I thought it was cool. And unfortunately for me, looking back, nobody thought it was cool. There was one time I went backwards and I was like, oh my god! And I remember seeing all the other kids just looking at me like, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? I used to play with bugs. My favorites were the roly-polies. And something that I used to do with the roly-polies was I would gather as many as I could. I would stuff them in my hand and make it to where they couldn't crawl away. And as soon as I got them both full with roly-polies, I'd open my hands and like they were going to freedom and they'd like crawl. I do still hold roly-polies occasionally, but not to that extent like I did as a kid. I used to talk about the hand. How this came about was because as a child I had a realistic nightmare where I went to my grandparents' bathroom and a gigantic green hand like pressed itself onto the window. I remember running out screaming and my family comforting me. However, when I brought this up the next morning, no one remembered it. And so as a little kid I didn't understand it was a dream. And I remember constantly asking about the hand. Do you guys remember the hand? I wouldn't stop bouncing. I don't know if it was because Tigger was my inspiration, but if I wasn't rolling around somewhere, I was bouncing. And this all started when I was an infant because my parents remember me clearly bouncing up and down in my crib and breaking it. I mean, I would bounce on a bouncy horse, a bouncy ball, a trampoline, just up and down somewhere, even going in the hallways bouncing. I mean, I was a bouncy kid. It got to the point where it even annoyed my family because I bounced a lot, especially on the bouncy horse. Another reason why I was a weird kid was because I used to eat butter. And no, I didn't eat it on toast, or I didn't put it on anything. I ate it straight out of a tub. I don't know if it was because I put it on something and thought it was delicious and it'd be even better by itself, or what, but I ate butter. Another reason why I was a weird kid was because I used to talk like Gopher from Winnie the Pooh. I mean, I used to be able to whistle and talk. And don't ask me how to do it because I don't even remember how. I did it once in high school and that was the last time. Now, we all know that on TV, if they don't want their audience getting hurt or even wanting to get sued, they put do not try this at home. I don't think Discovery Channel realized they had to do that for this next one. I should explain. We ended up with a goat because my dad's co-worker couldn't take care of him anymore, and he just brought him home. And I loved this goat. I mean, I would make this goat salads out of anything I could find, like pecans, and then I would pet him constantly, hug him, and just spend time with him. But I was always confused as to why he would chase me off. One day when I was watching Discovery Channel, they showed two goats butting heads. And then it clicked. He's lonely. He needs another goat. I will be that goat. So wild guess as to what I did next, and it's a wonder how I didn't end up in the hospital. I used to butt heads with my pet goat. I used to butt heads with my pet goat. And this just wasn't one time, 2 times, or 3 times, it was constantly. My parents would have to get on to me all the time because I would be out there butting heads with our pet goat. I think this explains a lot about me. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If y'all did, don't forget to hit like and subscribe if y'all would like to see more. And don't forget to check out AmazingPhil's Weird Kids series. I will link down below in the description. And don't forget to leave comments down below as to why you guys were a weird kid. Bye guys!